All right, everybody. So camper 9.0 is out of the garage, as you guys can see. It's got its initial couple coats of Durabac, and I thought I would do just a quick update video with you guys. One thing to note is as we get a little closer here, you guys this definitely needs another couple coats of Durabac, at least on the superstructure, or the part that would not be in the bed of the pickup truck. As we get a little close, you guys might see a few little blemishes, but let me know what you guys think. I really like it. This one, it's always a lot of work, but this one was particularly a lot of work to get the finish sanding done and make sure that the shape and everything is as symmetrical as I can make it on both sides. But the plan, and I've talked about this a couple times, is for context of coverage, this is 2 gallons, and that got me 2 full coats on the camper, and I was able to throw a third coat on each side. I purposely didn't buy, I knew I would need about 3 to 4 gallons, and I think I'm gonna get away with 3. I purposely didn't buy the latter part. I did just finally order it because I wasn't 100% sure if I would like the white. So the plan is get the initial 2 coats on, push it out in the sun, look over it, identify any blemishes that need to be corrected, let it harden up. I'll sand it all again. I'll fix, there's a few minor blemishes, things I forgot, mostly like little staple holes and indentations, and I got a couple runs and some minor things like that. I'll do a whole nother sand down, and then I'll put the final 2 coats, and that'll let me refine it and make it look really pretty. But I did it that way not only to identify the blemishes, because there is kind of a point when you work over it so many times that between the various colors and everything, it's hard to identify them. And also, just sometimes you just need really good natural light to see some stuff. But I am happy to say I think I did a pretty good job on this one as far as getting everything right the first time. Like I said, minor exception on a few things, but I expected that. But also, I wasn't sure if I would like the white or not, so I didn't want to buy all of the gallons up front, because doing this gives me the opportunity to buy another color if I think that I'm not a fan of the white. I will say the white is very bright, but I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna give it a shot. Maybe somewhere down the road I might change my mind, but at least in the immediate sense, I'm gonna go with the white. For some of you who've watched my other builds like this, one thing I complain about the Durabac in particular is it's very hard to get the sheen consistent, or at least with the colors that I had used, mostly that tan color and a little bit less on the gray. The white's real nice though, because I haven't had any of those issues, so that's another thing I'm really liking about the white. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think it looks pretty darn good. And you also got to imagine, when I get the windows in place, I get the solar panels on there, it'll be pretty much mostly black. That will help contrast that a little bit. I think it's going to make it even look better. Let's move around and take a look at the back here. I think the back looks real nice. Just as a reminder, that's a little AC pod. Those openings on the side will be covered with a white grate, and the center opening will just be a white door, very much like what you see there on the van. In fact, those are the same grates too, so that one's shaped differently, but it'll be made that same way. As a little side note, this little pod here, this has been on the van for about a year, outside the entire time, exposed to the UV, and we frankly haven't had much rain. It is a little dirty, don't mind the dirt, but that Durabac has actually held up pretty well on there. So, but yeah, very pleasantly surprised. A lot of work to get here, but we're we're gonna roll in. I did do a live when I was applying the paint. It's probably not too exciting, to be honest with you, but if you wanted to watch a little bit of it, you guys can get some sense for how the application goes on. It's mostly just me sweating and talking about how much my back hurt bending over, but all right, guys. It's just a short video. Please give some feedback. Let me know what you think. You know, I don't even mind any criticism as long as you're just friendly about it. And hope everyone's doing well. And I will do, if some of you, I'm sure, or don't know what I'm talking about, Durabac. I am going to go into a video where I'll talk about it in a little greater detail, but Durabac is a company, and I'm not representing them or anything like that. But they make a polyurethane-based coating, essentially a bed liner coating, and but they make a version of it that's smooth, right? Because there are a number of companies that make the bed liner coatings, but to my knowledge, they all have you know, that textured stuff in it. I think it's like a little rubber granules or something. This is the only company I found where you can buy a smooth version. I don't want a textured one, I want a smooth one, so that's why I go with Durabac. I do have some minor complaints with the product, but it's all that's available, and it you know, it does do sufficiently enough. So this is Durabac 18. That's pretty much the only one they sell. Smooth, and then of course this is just their white color, and this is all just a roll-on application. You've got to use a special roller. It's got a 3/16 nap. I normally bought them from Durabac, those rollers, and they're pretty pricey. I found some 3/16 nap rollers on Amazon, which is what I use to roll this, and they work sufficient. However, I'm going to use the Durabac ones when I do the final coats because I think they provide just a little bit of a nicer finish. And if you're curious what the finish comes out like, it is smooth, but when it's rolled on, it does have a minor kind of I don't know what you'd call it, kind of like a eggshell. I think it looks pretty good. Now this definitely needs a second coat, so don't judge the close up there. So, but when this is done, the superstructure will have a total of about 5 coats. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think.